everybody, my name is Katie Mullery and I'm a student ambassador with Back to Space, and today I'm doing something kind of different but still STEM related, and I'm going to a race car race. Since I was 7, my dad's been doing this race car thing called 24 Hours of Lemons, so it's kind of a play on Le Mans, and they take these trashy cars, they have to be worth under $500 total, and they fix them up and they race them. So that's been really cool. I've learned how to change a tire, I can change my own oil. I have, let's see what else I've done. I've replaced some brake pads, I have helped take apart an engine actually, and just like a bunch of random stuff, which I probably couldn't do it all on my own. But with my dad, it's a lot of fun and it's been a really good time. I've learned a lot. And so today we're going to help out one of his friends at a race. We're just gonna check tire stuff and help fix the car after the laps, because this one's a sprint race, so they'll do like 7 laps or 8 laps and then come back, and then we'll fix up the car, they'll get going again. I'm just kind of there to see what's going on and help out, and so I'm really excited.
Come along, Harry and Mary and Joe, pack up some lunches and everyone go. Fill up the camper, drive down to White Sands, and we'll pour the champagne when the space shuttle lands. 12,000, half billion, million and more, picnicking out on the warm water.
We got here a few hours ago maybe? I'm not even sure how long it's been. Got to check out the race car, and right now actually, I'll see if I can show you. We're parked in this awful mud pit. It rained really hard this morning, but it's perfectly nice now. It's beautiful out, the sky's so big and blue. We're in the super flat part of Texas outside of Fort Worth in Crescent, which I've never heard of, but I just always forget how big and blue the sky in Texas is. It's super windy, so I'm wearing my rain jacket because it's cold. But yeah, so we're having some fun. Alright. Also thought I'd clarify, what we're doing today is not a lemons race, that's what my dad does. But this is with one of his friends, and this is a NASA race. And so there's all these different people who will take their little sports cars, or they'll buy these cars and they'll go race them against each other. And there's all sorts of different classes. My dad was telling me about them.
Politicians ignore us, the media do, but if they don't notice, the ships always do. See her landing so lightly, you'd swear that she cares, that she flies on 2 wings and a good million prayers. 12,000, half billion, million and more.
So update, the car is having issues. They had to come back from their race, and so now they are fixing it and just trying to see what's wrong. We think it might be something with the brake fluid, so we're bleeding that now and replacing it.
Holding. Good.
Holding.
Hold it. Okay, you can relax.
Sometimes there will be bubbles in the brake fluid that will compress, and so it will actually have a really negative effect on the functionality of the brakes. And what we found out was that the brake fluid that they were using was actually boiling, so for the next race tomorrow, they're getting new brake fluid that won't have that issue. But we drained the brake fluid and replaced it, and so now the car is working a lot better. They're out there racing right now, and it's a really successful race so far. I am back at home now. It's actually the day after the race. I was super tired when I got home, and so I just completely forgot to give an update. The driver that we were helping won second in his class, so that was really exciting. I learned a lot of different engineering fixes that they'd been doing. One thing that they did was they looked at the horsepower on the cars, and so they found that if you put cardboard in the engine between where the air came into the car and the engine itself, it actually made the car go a lot faster, because when the air comes in, it's supposed to be really cold so that it's denser, but the engine warms it up. So if you put cardboard to kind of block off the air circulation, it actually helps the car go a lot faster. Lots of just small stuff like that. It was really cool just to see the value of a hobby and how all of these people were just doing this for fun. And it was a different environment that I'm used to, but it was just so cool to see how many different people are so interested in all of these cars and the different fixes they've got for some of this stuff. Another thing that I noticed was just the connection to space travel actually, and to NASA. Everyone had their little radios, and so when we were in the stands watching the races, there would be people on their headsets calling in, oh, there's this car, like get around this corner, and they would have radio communication with the driver who had their helmet on and a little radio in their helmet. It just reminded me of astronauts doing extravehicular activities. The people in the stands have no idea what's going on in the car, and it's all relying on radio communication and just what you can see in front of you. So I thought that was really fascinating. I'm really glad I went. I got to see engineering in a completely new way. That's not the kind of engineering I plan on doing. I'm going to be an aerospace engineer. But it was still just fascinating to see all these different cars with different engines, different places that the engines were. I saw tiny cars, larger cars, cars just engineered to go really fast. And I think it's incredible what we can achieve and what we can engineer to meet specific purposes. I'm really glad that I went and that I got to see what my dad does in a new context, and I'm just so excited to be an engineer. Thank you for watching this video. Follow us on Instagram at backtospace_ambassadors or Twitter at B2S ambassadors. Check out our WordPress blog and all of our other social media. Connect with us and reach out with any questions or tips or things you want us to cover or talk about. Thank you.